Hello and welcome to our practice of 40 Days of Joy. Every December, I invite the entire community to join me on a 40-day practice. And this year, we are focusing on bringing more joy into our lives. The last 3 years have been very difficult, and the intention is not to embrace toxic positivity and pretend that all the very challenging things that are happening around us are not happening, but to remember that despite everything going on around us, it's possible to find these little pockets of joy. The practice we're going to do today is an invitation to do just that. Before we get into the practice, I'd just like to demonstrate how we do breath of fire for those of you that maybe haven't done it before. Breath of fire is a breathing practice that's really wonderful in stimulating the energy in the body. And we do it using the abdominal muscles. So the way we do it is we inhale, we feel a rise in the belly through the nose. And then to exhale, we pull the belly in towards the spine and force the breath out through the nose. So it looks like this. So it's using the belly to force the breath out through the nose. I'd like to invite you now to find a comfortable seat. Maybe you have a cushion, and just allow yourself to arrive in the space. Maybe you notice the seat beneath you, and perhaps you become aware of the temperature around you. Maybe you aren't in a familiar place. Maybe you're on holiday and you're doing this practice somewhere new. So just allow yourself to arrive here. You might notice what you're thinking. And perhaps you become aware of your breath, just noticing the inhale and the exhale. And maybe just take a moment of joy as we recognize how the breath anchors us in the present. And when you feel yourself arriving, we begin our practice. We're going to inhale, lift up, and exhale, drop back. And just allowing the movement to be guided by the breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just getting into your own rhythm. Maybe your movements are big or maybe they're small. Maybe you're breathing really slowly, or perhaps you're breathing quite fast. Just see what feels absolutely right for you. Starting by arriving in the body. We spend so much time out of the body, and now we're just inviting ourselves into the body. Feeling the spine, gently warming up the spine before we start our practice. Good, and now perhaps you come to a Sufi grind, just rotating the torso, and you may want to coordinate your breath with your movement. And just getting into that lovely movement and really trusting that your body knows what you need. So again, it might be big, bold movements or small, tiny movements. Just notice from day to day, it may even change. And then we change direction. And see how this side feels. And notice what a joy it is to notice your body. And see if you can be in that space of awareness, but without judgment or expectation. Just noticing what you notice. Beautiful movement with the breath. And then we finish up the warm-up with some neck rolls. So coming back to center and gently rolling your neck. You may feel movement in your shoulders. That's absolutely normal. Just allowing your body to settle, to arrive, to be all here. What a joy it is to dedicate this time to yourself. Maybe change direction. The holidays can be a time of Having our inner resources depleted, we may find that we need to do lots of socializing or cooking or preparing or being with others. And so this short practice is just an invitation to be with yourself. And then make your way to center. Take a lovely long deep breath in. Hold your breath. You may want to apply more band by lifting the pelvic floor as you keep the breath in for 3, 2, and 1, and exhale. Beautiful. And now we begin the practice for joy. So coming onto your hands and knees, you can tuck your toes under and straighten your legs, coming to downward dog. Gently ease your chest towards your thighs, and we're going to hold here with breath of fire. Beautiful. So getting into the rhythm of your breath, keep your breath of fire going. And you may begin to feel a little bit lightheaded from the inverted posture, which is, of course, perfectly normal. So just allow whatever's there to be there. If it feels very uncomfortable, you may want to drop your knees down for a moment and then come back into the pose. But we do this downward dog with breath of fire to invite joy because we're changing our perspective. And so often the impediments to joy are being stuck in the same thought patterns, the same beliefs, and just not seeing any other way out. So we change our perspective, and you may want to now open your eyes and see how your environment looks upside down. And just notice how it feels to do this breath upside down. Inviting whatever needs to be here, staying strong with your breath, staying centered in your body. Beautiful, strong, deep breathing. We're nearly there. Good. Staying with your breath, staying here for the last 25 seconds, just 25 more seconds. And walking your hands towards your feet, soften your knees, gently curling up. And come up to standing now. You may feel a little bit lightheaded here. That's perfectly normal. Just feel yourself being grounded as your perspective returns right side up. And just feel what you're feeling. Notice what's here. See how it feels to simply be here. The next exercise is really wonderful because we're crossing the midline, and this really allows you to shift left and right brain. So you're going to bring your left hand to your right ear, your right hand to your left ear, taking your feet just slightly wider than hip distance apart. And inhale at the top, and then exhale, drop down. Inhale up and exhale down. And just continue. And we're only doing 1 minute here, just 1 minute. So really push yourself to that point of feeling uncomfortable. We get so stuck in doing the same things all the time in the same way. And it becomes very difficult to gently push at the comfort zone. And this is a really lovely exercise to just invite a gentle discomfort, to remind yourself that it feels good to do hard things. Really challenging yourself as we go for, what have we got, 15 more seconds. Good. Notice how it feels. What happens to your breath? What happens in your chest? How does it feel to just allow what's here to be here? And coming up and take a nice, long, deep breath in. Hold the breath, lift more band by lifting the pelvic floor and the anal muscles. Keep your breath in. And maybe you visualize a beautiful rainbow light of joy. Take more breath in and exhale, and just rest here. So when it comes to joy, there are some beautiful markers that universally seem to invite joy. And beautiful rainbows and polka dots are some of those markers. So ask yourself, maybe when you close your eyes now, you visualize the most beautiful rainbow. And then come down to seated. Good, so the next exercise, we're going to bring the arms forwards, palms facing downwards, and the movement is to crisscross the arms over each other. Now you may find that you go into a natural breath of fire as you get your breath into a rhythm with your movement. So it may look a little bit like this. Beautiful, we're working in the auric field now. And the auric field is that space around your body, the energy field. And this energy field exists around all things. Every living thing, every plant, every animal has an auric field that we can tap into. And the beautiful thing with this exercise, especially over the holiday period, is that we often find ourselves with people we wouldn't necessarily choose to be around at this time of year. And it can be very difficult to maintain our own strong energy field. And what happens here is we're strengthening the energy around us. So when that grumpy auntie or that annoying uncle walks into the room, you don't immediately feel your energy dropping, but you actually maintain that beautiful, vibrant spirit that is so much a part of you and always has been and always will be. We just need to remember that we get to contain our own energy fields. Keep going. We've only got 30 more seconds. So really digging deep into that beautiful ball pit of joy, going deeply into ourselves, finding that strength, that inner resilience that invites the possibility of joy at all times, not only when things are going really well. And release. Take a long deep breath in. Hold your breath, lifting mulband, lifting the pelvic floor, the anal muscles, and feeling the breath. There's a beautiful rainbow light. And imagining that joyful rainbow light as it touches every single cell in your body. Maybe you take more breath in now, hold it, and exhale. And just resting here. Feeling the impact of this beautiful energy. And then you can bring your hands to your heart. And we're going to bring the thumbs to the mound underneath the pinky finger. And the pinky finger, the Mercury finger, represents our ability to communicate. And so we invite into this season the ability to communicate with kindness and compassion. And then we bring the fingertips together and press them together until the knuckles at the center of the fingers touch and the thumbs are pressing quite hard against each other. It may not necessarily feel very comfortable in this mudra. You can soften your elbows, let your shoulders relax. And the meditation we're going to do with this Kriya is to inhale through the nose for 4 sniffs and exhale with a beautiful sigh out of the mouth. So it looks like this. And the invitation is to continue with your own breath, inhaling for 4 sniffs and sighing the breath out through the mouth. Inhaling for 4 sniffs and sighing the breath out through the mouth. And you may immediately begin to notice a shift into the parasympathetic state, into that calm and peaceful state of being. And in this calm and peaceful state, as you continue with your breath, maybe you begin to feel that well of joy that is right there within you, bubbling gently to the surface. And maybe you just invite that joy to gently settle into every single cell of your body. Just continuing, breathing yourself into a calm and peaceful state of being, inviting that gentle compassion and kindness, the foundation of your joy, letting go of all judgment and coming into this place of stillness and peace, allowing your breath to guide you to joy. And you can complete the cycle that you're on. Gently bring your palms together. Take a long, deep breath in. And as you hold the breath, feeling that beautiful rainbow light of joy, touching every single cell in your body. Maybe more breath in. And exhale. And just taking a moment here. And may your day be filled with light and joy. And may your joy inspire all of those that come into contact with you to ignite their own joy.